Good morning, Prince Todd, transmitting out from Channel 4 and ready to receive Channel 4. Greetings to one and all, residing on planet Earth as Earthlings and transmitting from Australia, and Australia for Australians. Love and hugs. Let the beam, let the energy, and the pure energy of light through the cosmos flow in, become the flow, or just go with the flow. Simples. Now, when I ask for things, a lot of things just pop up on my table. And I thank the Burns family out there, when I asked for the full report of the Orange Grove affair. And that's when I chastised the New South Wales Government Premier's Department Director General and sent that letter back on my true, authentic self. And obviously there's been things, a lot of shenanigans, a lot of shit that's been happening in all our governments. All Northern Territory, Queensland, Western Australia, Canberra itself, ACT, Tasmania, Victoria, South Australia. And any that I think that I've left out. Okay, so that's the darkness has slowly been creeping in, just slowly creeping in. It's like termites. They're like termites, mate. When you get an infestation of termites, these critters will destroy a house within a week or so. And that's what we've got. You put it in like termites within our governments. And eventually they'll destroy us. And we'll be terminated as such because they don't want us. Too many of us. That's why you got the dark side. That's why I treat the dark side like termites. And what I'm going to do today, because I've asked for it, and yes, falls before Prince Todd. If Prince Todd asks for it and you ask for it, you shall receive. You go looking for things and you won't like sometimes what you find, but you have to report it. Okay, so this is what I do. I put the pure light out there, which is the pure truth. And we'll just delve into that Tony Barrett parrot. While it's fresh on my mind, incorrect. I was thinking about in the old days where we had Nifty Ran. You had Al Grasby before that, which was your mafia, Al Grasby, which got taken care of. Bijock Peterson, or whatever his name was, up in Queensland. I mean, all this has been documented now because there hasn't been a great fire of Australia to destroy these documents, and now it's all digital anyway, so it's all out on the internet for anyone. And true journalists, yes, there's been a couple, start breaking away from mainstream and being independent as your true, authentic selves as a journalist. Okay, that's your calling as an independent journalist. I think these ones that have come through, and I'll thank you on a personal note that sent to my email address, because people... I think you're very worried out there, and there's a major problem happening. We all know that. But that's why I'm here to help and assist as a prince, and then down the track, which I'll read out later on, about what a true king does, because you've all been hoodwinked and lied to, and webs of deceptions, which is carried through to the next generation. Why you don't like the monarchs? Because they're not true monarchs. Yous have been brainwashed on porkies, fibbies, just lied to, lies of deception. And that's why you don't feel for the fakes and imposters and the impersonators that are on the throne now over in England. That's why you don't have that feeling there, because you're not connected. And you never will be, because that's the dark side. That's the dark side. They'll only connect to the dark matter. Anyway, that's another story in itself too. And at least I put true, pure stories out there for you guys. And it's up to you guys to believe or not. As I said, you've got free will. And it's funny, hey, some people won't believe it until it's too late. Okay, and this is what happens. That's what happens with Noah. Noah was running around saying there's going to be a big, big flood. And the majority of people laughed at him. They laughed at him until it was too late. The big flood come and, everyone wanted to rush on the ark. Come on, you've got to get your act together before it gets to that stage. Okay, so I was talking about Dominic Perrottet. Okay, now, he was being looked at for things in the ICAC and stuff like that. He was doing bad shit too, okay? I think it involved, I think that was his brother and stuff like that too that went to in the Hills Shire. Okay, so I haven't got the facts there, but I scrape a little bit of the surface on him. So anyone wants to go looking at him, and that's why he resigned, being he was the youngest Premier of New South Wales for starters, way too young to take on that responsibility. But anyways, he's sitting over there, I think over in Washington DC with BHP on a very lucrative salary, working for BHP. All these clowns that do something wrong with their shenanigans and so forth, they seem to be rewarded. That's what it appears to me. No, we need accountability and they need to be charged. I don't know what the AFP has been doing, sitting on their freaking hands. I want to see some action. Action. Okay? And start arresting people that have done and have committed crimes, bad crimes. They need to be rounded up and arrested and punished for what they've done. Like most of them, you got Eddie Obeid. I think Eddie Obeid is dead now. So they're being sorted on the other side. Don't worry about that. I don't give a shit how much money you've got on this side. It means nothing on the other side. And you think punishment is harsh on this side, wait until you go pass over into the other side. Your punishment on this side, seriously, you need to be punished on this side and the other side. Okay? In reality and over in the underworld. And the underworld, yes, it's not pretty when you've done bad shit here with your bad karma. That's why I am here to make big things and changes happening. I hope I have clarity there and crystallisation. It has to start getting through. That message has to start getting across. Now, yes. Now, this is one that will be done on, and before that, remember Gladys? Gladys was another one before Dominic. And then before Gladys, you had Nifty Rand. That's why he was called Nifty Rand. How many other cronies haven't even come to light yet? And the ICAC, you've got the AEC, which doesn't do freaking nothing. Independent Commission Against Corruption, does nothing. It was started by Nick Greiner. And Nick Greiner actually got caught up in his own little fucking web deceit. So, sorry, I thought I swore there, but I'm passionate. I'm passionate at everything I do, and I just love getting the truth out there to you guys. And as I said, your belief systems and your faith, it doesn't matter. When it comes to the truth, it's the truth. Okay, they can try and bury the truth, they can try and cover it up, they can do what they freaking will like, but once you've got a king on the actual throne, he's got ultimate say. Won't matter. They won't be able to cover any of this shit up. And that's what I say when I ask for things. Funny how it just turns up in the reports going to my email address. Now, touch base and all them ones. So now we go on to Chris Minns. Don't think he's squeaky clean either. Because back in 2015, there was something there about Wagga Wagga with the sports club with donations and so forth. Actually, I think that was Parrot, Dominic. Okay, I think this one's more, and Cogra. This is more about donations with Chris Minns, right? Now, this came, Dylan Walsh, and political donations again. All goes back to political, and those lobby groups of Liberal and Labor. They laugh at you. They launched a lobby group, the Liberal Party, actually on April Fool's Day, because they think the electorate are all fools. And it's just, I've got to push it out, take it in, and let's go places. Let's get this show on the road and on the big stage, okay, where it should be. Been suppressed and oppressed way too long. And a bit like Moses too, wasn't it? Taking the slaves out of Egypt. And that was the Pharaohs. And I think my bloodline goes back to those, as I said, good and bad in each family. Just got to weigh it up and balance it. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns has been accused by a former Labor staffer of involvement in alleged conspiracy to funnel illegal donations in the ALP coffers for the 2015 election. The evidence, an affidavit, now this is an affidavit by former ALP state organiser David Latham, was tendered during a secret hearing of a parliamentary inquiry into Mr Minns on the November the 14th. November, a lot of things happen in November. Okay, my birth month. The affidavit, which relates to his campaign to win the state seat of Cogra and enter Parliament, has been widely shared amongst New South Wales Labor backbenchers. So a few backbenchers know about this. The allegation is the latest twist in one of the most infamous donation scandals in the ALP's recent history. $100,000 of cash in an Audi shopping bag. Funny about that, isn't it? Okay, 100 grand was in an Audi shopping bag. Their Greens Upper House member, Abigail Boyd, I don't know how squeaky clean she is, but anyway, who shared that this is what they do. They look into themselves. Not going to happen anymore. That's why you need a king on the throne with a royal court. Ultimate say. And harsh penalties against these, they're just monsters and criminals getting away with blue murder, basically, so to speak. Abigail Boyd, the committee running the inquiry, announced on Tuesday that she had referred the matter to the, like I said, Independent Commission Against Corruption, the New South Wales Electoral Commission, not going to go anywhere, and the State Prosecutor's Office. Now, this is 2015, 10 years ago. What's come about of it? They just do an inquiry. Nothing's been found. We have found, but there's not enough evidence, eh? Well, I'll tell you what, put them before me so they answer questions in front of me. See if they can squirm and lie their way out of that. The committee believes that, here we go, New South Wales Electoral Commission has a clear obligation in the public interest to keep the people of New South Wales informed of progress with any investigation into this matter. Miss Boyd told Parliament, well, where's she now? Members of Parliament have an obligation to report any credible knowledge of a crime. Well, they're committing crimes themselves. I don't know why he's listening to their bullshit anymore. I'm not. I see through the whole bloody lot of them, eh? There's a few there, as I said, not all, but some have just, as I said, they put their hand in the cookie jar and they get away with it. And then when they leave Parliament House, Macquarie Bank, BHP, or some of these other big organisations, corporations, companies will reward them with handsome salaries working for them because they've done legislation to help these companies and so forth out when they've been in Parliament. And the judiciary's bad too. Okay, we urge the New South Wales Electoral Commission to review this information and consider interviewing additional witnesses. As I said, you need a true royal or true pure of light royal court with your head of state, how it should be, a sovereign, sitting on the throne as a king, because you're all connected spiritually through the king. That's how it works. That's why shit's going the shit as it is now. It's not how God, created things. The dark matter took over. And in space, 90% of it is dark matter. So the 10%, we've got to work our little arse off creating this big light again. Light of truth and pure light. And then as it says here, Dominic Parrott facing new crisis as Commissioner's letter goes to ICAC. So both the opposition and the one in power were both being investigated at the same time, ICAC. Like, if you're being here, why... my house is working overtime because I just don't... So much incompetence, and it's all illogical. It doesn't make... It's no coherence here. Anyway, Samantha Hutchinson, national reporter. She's another one. So you had Dylan Welsh, now Samantha Hutchinson. I love Hutchinson family anyway, son of Hutchin. She was a national reporter, and she reported this in 2022. Gift this article, so it was a gift to the prince, right? And the Parrott government is facing a fresh political spot fire after ICAC was asked to look at a senior official's resignation letter, which eventually raised the relationship of a minister's office with a Sydney developer. All right, so that, as I said, you got to go back those years. And look at all our premiers. And I don't care if we're going to have to go back 40 years. If not, go back to Federation 1901, Barton and Deakin. But then I looked at a report on Deakin, so I thought Deakin was one of the good guys. But I don't know. People just can't help themselves for pure greed. They got to stumble over themselves and kill anyone for money, root of all evil. And that's what Deakin, I thought he was a good guy. But unfortunately, he got the green-eyed monster for greed too for money. And where's Mr. Deakin now? In the underworld, being looked after. No, you think it's fun and games up here. In that underworld, you'll know exactly how bad you've been. No money, and no money up here. I don't give a shit how much money you give me, because it's not gonna redeem you or anything. You're going where you're going because you deserve to go to the underworld, and you've done contracts, as I said, not all, some, with Mr. Louis Cypher. So he'll take your dark souls back down to Hades. Won't be a joke then, won't be laughing then, you'll be laughing on the other side of your face. Okay, so now, this is another fell straight to me, through my email box. A lot of things are coming through the email box because I've asked for it. And people are worried and scared out there. You want to feel protected, loved, cherished, and protected. This is what I do. And this is what I've done all my life through security, looking after Channel 10. I was over at Channel 10. I know exactly how they smoke and mirrors and the green wall and green rooms. I know how it all works. Okay, that's part of all my training. And when I was armed at Channel 10, I spoke to a lot of people, and they communicated to me. That's why I love Kerry Ann Connolly. I really do think And I hope I'm assured with her being a beautiful soul. And Ian Leslie, an old 60 Minutes reporter and a host, I think he was, another good guy. I spoke to him really candidly. Beautiful person, beautiful soul. And there's quite a few, they would, as I said, well, they'll either say that they knew who I was at the time, and a lot of people knew who I was, but they couldn't tell me. I had to take this journey and find out for myself. And that's what you've got to. You've got to take the journey and find out your authentic self. And hopefully you'll find out. I was like in my late 30s to find out my authentic self. But in the Navy, like a petty officer would come up and say, Joshua, who are you? Where do you come from? And I'd just say, well, because I didn't know, it's just like, well, I'm an Aussie, I'm Australian. And he'd just say, well, very good then, and walk off. But he wanted to know who I truly was, and I just didn't know, and he couldn't tell me. No one could tell me. But let me tell you, when I found out my true authentic self, a lot of people were coming out of the woodwork. And they're still coming out now because the ones that truly know who I am, and I have faith in my people, as I said, they'll come out and assist me as I assist you. It's vice versa. Anyway, we're getting on to our whole judiciary system and how corrupt that is. Lionel Murphy was one. Bad apple in the cart. And there's been quite a few. And now I think there's a Sandy Street in the Family Law Circuit Court. I don't know whether he's still performing his duties, but he should stand down too and resign. A lot of them, and that's why Prince Todd gives you that opportunity now. You know you've got bad karma and doing bad things and committing horrendous crimes. Well, yeah, it's time to step down. I don't know whether you're going to get away with it because that's what I'm here for. Justice for the people. Okay, the removal of judges. This is how you remove judges. It is so ridiculous. So that's why they think they're kings themselves. Well, let me show you, when I take the throne as a true king, what a true king can do. The removal of judges for criminal conduct or serious misconduct is a rare and strictly regulated process designed to maintain judicial independence. What a lot of hogwash. This is so much bullshit and dark deception going on out there, eh? The removal of High Court and federal judges under Section 72 II, which is 72 in brackets II, of the Australian Constitution, High Court and other federal judges can only be removed through a specific... I just got to laugh at it, so it's just a joke. It's so friggin' stupid. Parliamentary process. Grounds for removal. Removal is only permitted on the grounds of proved misbehaviour or incapacity. So misbehaviour and incapacity. Proved misbehaviour, while not explicitly defined in the Constitution, legal scholars generally agree this includes the commission of a serious and criminal offences that renders the judge unfit for office. I'd just say unfit for office. I don't care what you've done. If you've committed a crime, whether it's stealing $10 out of the fund or whatever, it's still theft. I don't care what it is. If it's $10 or 10 cents or $10 million or whatever, millions, trillions, it's still theft and is a sin. And you must be punished accordingly because these people have got great responsibility to serve the people. Okay, parliamentary process. Both the House of Representatives and the Senate must pass and address a formal request in the same session praying for the judge's removal. as I'm saying, when there's a king there, final say, and those difficult decisions, it's left to your king. And if it's proved and warranted to remove that judge, that's it. He's gone. And if there's penalties in play, well, so be it. Okay, final step. Once both houses agree, the Governor-General in council formally removes the judge. Once both houses agree, the Governor-General in council formally removes the judge. And then removal of state and territory judges. The process for state judges, Supreme Court or District Court is similar but governed by state constitutions and specific legislation. Now, why wouldn't the Federal Court of Australia have final say on all these territories and states and so forth of Australia? Of course it would. This is where the dark side has just complicated a lot of shit. And another thing that came to me, the Constitution was changed not long after it was introduced in 1901. And what they done in 1973 was, that's another story. That's another true story. New South Wales under the Judicial Officers Act 1986, so they've changed this again in 1986. A complaint must first be investigated by the Conduct Division of the Judicial Commission. So, other words, like I say, everyone investigating themselves. Everyone investigating themselves. It's a joke. If the Commission finds the behaviour could justify removal, the matter is referred to the State Parliament, Queensland. A judicial officer may be removed by the Governor following an address from the Legislative Assembly on the grounds of proved misbehaviour and incapacity. General practice in most states, if a judge is charged with or convicted of a serious offence, they may be suspended from duties while the removal process is considered. Now, key facts. No federal removal yet. No judge of the High Court or any other federal court has ever been removed by the Commonwealth Parliament. What a joke. Accountability to law. Judges are subject to the same criminal laws as other citizens. What a lot of hogwash. They can be charged, tried and imprisoned for crimes like corruption or bribery. Yeah, a lot of blackmail going around at the top, isn't there? Notable case. Justice. Marcus Enfield, I remember this, was a prominent instance where a judge, federal court, was eventually sent to prison for perjury and perverting the course of justice, for he had already retired from the bench when charged. And this is what happens. Once all these politicians and judges and so forth in high places, when they get caught out, guess what? They resign. And then they stop the prosecution because it's going to rope in other people. So they stop it, give him a handshake, and they all pitch into a fund and say, jolly good, see you later, Davy Jones, on your way. And it leaves everyone else unscathed, doesn't it? Accountability law, blah, 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 blah. And then Marcus Enfield, we've done that. Yep, already retired from the bench when charged in Australia. So he already knew what charges was going to happen, and they all get together in those back rooms and work out a deal for him. Oh, it's best to resign now and just, you can be the scapegoat and we'll still be in here looking after you. It's all, I pat your back, you pat my back, and I've got blackmail on you, you've got blackmail on me. It's a bad operation, it's a bad, bad, bad system. It's been overrun by the dark side. Anyway, in Australia it is rare for judges to be removed from office due to constitutional protection. See? They're protected by our constitution. However, several High Court cases have involved judges who resign or are prosecuted after being caught in criminal activity, professional misconduct, or personal scandals. Only when it becomes public, only when you get whistleblowers and so forth. And I think the person who sent this, and it's fallen in my hands. Now, notable criminal convictions was Marcus Enfield. Yeah, he was to federal court. In 2009, Enfield was sentenced to at least 2 years in prison for perjury and perverting the course of justice. He lied under oath to avoid a $77 speeding fine, and that's like under oath. Like, Albanese hasn't sworn under any oath under anything. So he can basically just do all this dark shit because he hasn't done his oath. Well, obviously he's done a contract to the devil, hasn't he? When you don't swear on the Bible. When you don't swear on the Bible, you got something to hide. Or the Quran. I don't care. Either. It doesn't worry me. As long as you swear an oath on before God. Well, before God. Okay, to avoid, he lied under a $77. This is how unrighteous they are. $77 speeding fine, I remember it. Falsely claiming another person was driving his car and that person was later discovered to have died years earlier. Oh, just keeps on getting better, doesn't it? Better for us, but worse for them. Gregory Geeson, he was at Tasmanian Supreme Court in 2024. This is a recent one. Fancy having by now, it's illogical. Why would you do that for a $77 fine? Wouldn't you just pay it? And then falsely blaming someone that was driving your car that had died years earlier. Oh, come on. You must have a laugh over that. Oh, dear. Okay, good old Greg Geeson. Okay, Justice Geeson was sentenced to a 12-month community corrections order and 100 hours of community service after being found guilty of assault and emotional abuse. Oh, dear. Graham Curran, local court, was a magistrate. Curran was... Remember, magistrate comes from France. It's a French word. Curran was convicted of several counts of indecent assault against a teenage boy in 2021. He's a pedophile. He resigned shortly after his application for special leave to appeal the High Court was dismissed. See? Resign. I'll resign. Friggin' joke. Okay, professional misconduct and judicial abuse. Salvatore Vesta, Federal Court Circuit. In a landmark 23 ruling, Judge Fuster was found personally liable for false imprisonment and ordered to pay $309,000 in damages to a man he had wrongly jailed for contempt of court. The federal court described his actions as a thoroughly unacceptable abuse of judicial power. Now, who gets to try these? Themselves, their fellow colleagues, their fellow judges or magistrates. It's a joke. It needs to be independently. Royal Court's the only way. I'm telling you guys, the Royal Court with your king on the throne and final say that these people won't be able to squirm out of it or cover it up or allowed to resign. They'll be dismissed from their duties, dismissed of office, and harshly dealt with. Walter Safranoff, former Queensland. This is the Queensland. Really recent. 25, and an appeal was heard regarding corruption findings by the ACT Integrity Commission. Oh, good. This is one where actually Canberra got involved, the ACT Integrity Commission, which determined Safranoff engaged in serious corrupt conduct while heading the Lehrman inquiry by leaking confidential information to journalists. Oh, here we go. This is one. Lionel Murphy, High Court. In the 1980s, Justice Murphy was the centre of a major scandal. They're all scandals, aren't they, and schemes and so forth. It all starts with S. involving illegal police phone taps, the age tapes. It was called the age tapes. That's what I mean. This is all, you can look it all up. Okay? This is where the pure light comes out now. Okay, Lionel Murphy and the young ones, the 20-year-olds can look it all up and go, by God, what is all happening? Okay? Thank Christ, and I'm sitting before you. That suggested he tried to influence a court case for a friend. This is for a friend, colleague, whatever. He was acquitted at trial and died of cancer before a parliamentary inquiry into his conduct could conclude. And then, see, resignations follow up misconduct allegations. Joe Harmon, Federal Circuit Court, resigned in 21 after an independent inquiry substituted allegations of sexual harassment against 2 young female court staff. Raj Malhotra, Victorian magistrate, resigned in 2018 after being accused of sexual assault and inciting violence against a staff member. Jeff Shaw, I remember him, resigned in 2007 following a car crash where he was found to be 4 times over the legal alcohol limit. He was later caught on security footage entering his chambers to retrieve blood sample police were seeking for testing. Oh, what a joke. Imagine if we'd done all this. We'd be locked up for 10, 20 years. I shouldn't be laughing, but I do, because it's such a... They're jesters. It's like I'm sitting in me castle full of jesters. It's like, take them away, you know. I'm laughing, but it's so serious. I wouldn't be laughing if this is before me, trust me. I'm laughing because it's such superficial, or there's another word for it, right in front of us. And they get asked to resign and just move on with life. And as I said, and all these judges in proper behaviour and being incapacitated to do it, well, what about the other ones that were sitting before them that they've sent to jail? I think all those cases should be brought up, because I have it, okay, from good information, that innocent people are actually going to jail. And I have 1,000% information on that, which I can't give at the moment. But trust me, I'll be telling you guys, telling you the truth of light, pure light, when I get put on that throne as your king. Now, Jeff Shaw, New South Wales Supreme Court, resigned. We saw that. And now drink driving offences. Several judges have been caught drink driving but remained on the bench after disciplinary action. That's all they done. Now this one fell on me. That's anonymous. That one's come through anonymous, all this. The retired New South Wales Supreme, now this is another one, court judge who was discovered to have been frequenting public toilets for sexual encounters was Justice David Yellman. Now, David Yellman, this is when I knew the commander of Parramatta Police Station. Orders came through to go raid his house. Now, he was, informed to get someone to ring, the judge, and tell him to get everything out the back door that was going to incriminate him. Facts, truth, came from a reliable source. He died by suicide. Did he die by suicide? Was it suicide? Was it going to go to higher places? You know? Buckley's knows. Buckley's. Because he had Buckley's, because he's dead now and he's on in the underworld. Just before he was due to testify before a Royal Commission into police corruption and the protection of pedophiles. See? He died by suicide. I'm going to repeat this because it needs to get in crystal clear and with clarity. He died, right? He was a New South Wales Supreme Court judge, Justice David Yelham, Yankee. David Yelham. Yankee, Echo, Lima, Delta, Hotel, Alpha, and Mike. Okay, Yelham, David. And he was a judge, justice. He died by suicide in 1996, just before he was due to testify before a Royal Commission into Police Corruption and the Protection of Pedophiles. Now, does that sound suspicious to you? Certainly does to me. And then key details regarding the case. Yelman was respected. Well, he wasn't respected. He was disrespected in the end, wasn't he? Former judge, married with a family, held high office and in the Presbyterian Church. His secret life involved paying men for sex in Sydney's public lavatories, a fact that emerged during the Royal Commission's evidence after his death. Well, you need to go and see. It wasn't a Royal Commission. You cannot have a Royal Commission when you got fake people on the throne of England for starters, okay? Imposters. We're living in such a friggin'... it's just a big haze of mist and fog. And, fiction. You're living in fiction. Okay, it's a fiction. It's like a fictional book. Okay, as I said, you cannot have these unless you've got true sovereignty, a true crown that flows in from God. You get anointed, of course, and you get on the throne, you become a king for the people, and the people have to ask for your help. The people, that's why I'm sitting here now. We ask for each other's help. We help each other out. That's how it works. And then there's the spiritual connect and all connects. Connect the dots. And as I said, you cannot have a Royal Commission without true sovereignty. The rule and the divine right. Divine rule of law. That's what I'm saying, Chrissy. Do your thing. Keep doing it and go after these bastards. And look into internal reports. Go back like I'm doing. And by the way, okay, princepstodd33@gmail.com. Anyone, any other whistleblowers want to put something into my email box? I've got plenty of matter of presence up my sleeve. Alchemy. Watch me perform some magic. Okay, so the fact that emerged during the Royal Commission's evidence after his death. Okay, dead men can't tell any lies, can they? And they can't tell you the truth because they're dead. Okay, on the afterlife. He was secretly interviewed by the commission. Well, who done that? I want names. I want surnames. This is why we gave you surnames, so we know who, where and why and when. Twice in the 4 days leading up to his suicide, during which he confessed to being bisexual. An early investigation by the Independent Commission Against Corruption into the matter had amounted to nothing. See, it's bullshit. It's freaking so much bullshit and so much cover-up and looking after their own freaking selves. And we the people, sit back and you've got to watch it and you've got to laugh for what it is. But it is very, very serious. I laugh because I think it's just a big joke. That's what I mean. They're jesters. They're jesters playing a joke on Prince Todd. And I see through their shit. And that's all I can do is laugh at their performance. Because it's a sick, stupid performance. They'd be taken away by the executioners. An early investigation by the Independent Commission Against Corruption into the matter had amounted to nothing, as authorities reported and looked the other way. You won't be looking the other way anymore, I'm telling you. Now this one, I've got a beautiful thing here. Now, facts on what a true king does. and how it's connected to the people, which are called subjects, and the truth, the matter of presence, and the backing of all those spiritual beings as human beings we are here on planet Earth, and the truth, and why I'm here. Why have I been put together through my blueprint and my one's destiny and my function, purpose, mission. As I say, things are coming through now, and look at this. It's landing on my table. All these reports are starting to flow in because people are cranky. And as I say, control your emotions. We've got to be center yourself, balance yourself, ground yourself. Let it all flow through your crown chakra and your heart chakra. This all comes through me heart chakra to you guys. That's why I push out the pure light. The pure light. We're going to do some cards. I wasn't gonna, but we will. But it is. It's so serious. And I apologise for laughing, but I think they're just all jesters before me, in my presence. And what I do is I laugh at jesters, but they're just pulling the wool over people's eyes. And as I said, they hoodwinker. They've hijacked the whole system, and they're playing games with you. They just think you're fools. And that's why I see things, different through my coloured lenses, I guess, and I just see through shit. And I've got those powers and those gifts. Like when I shake your hand, I can ask who you are and who your spirit is. Who your spirit is. And you guys will tell me whether it's bad, good, you're a sacrifice, you're a demon, or whatever. And I'll just accept that. And in either or either case, I'll say, well, you'll know what to do. And 10 out of 10 times you'll say, yes, I do, Prince, or Your Highness, or just Todd. I don't care what you call me. Okay, so I'll put it all to the test. And through my exercise I've done over the years and where I've been, what I've done, protected, as I said, through security, major sites, Defence Force sites, as I said, Channel 10, consulates, French consulates, and they all know who I am because they'd probably recognise my face. Once people start recognising my face and what I've been doing and knowing that, yeah, I'm a righteous person, I'm very righteous. And that flows through me crown, me chakra crown, through God upstairs. Let's see what the fairies, the lovely fairies. That's what I mean, fairy tales. Sometimes fairy tales come true. And that's what I've got there. I'll be reading in my next video. That might be a Christmas present to everybody. I'll do that tomorrow for everybody. Everybody that wants transformation, life, death, rebirth and transformation and reformation. And for the people. We're all connected. Connectedness. It's why you have a king. You've just got to shred away all those lies and all that bullshit they've told you about monarchs because they don't want them. The deep state and dark side wants to do away with that shit so they can control you better through the black nobility and the non-nobility. They got no nobility at all. They got no blood lineage at all. So when the blood lineage goes to the Murphagivians and the Pendragon, there's a lot of mystic powers and gifts that I hold, and I'm still finding this out. Once I get my full powers back, possibilities are endless. Anyway, guys, positive expectations. We all have positive expectations. Okay, so Okay, you've got to be letting go of all this deep, dark state and criminals. You let them go. And acts of kindness, acts of kindness. Okay, so then we go into our beautiful 1, 2, 3. Knock all that bad shit out. All that bad spirits be gone. And we draw in our ancestors and spiritual beings. And you may be surprised who's listening to us at the moment through the spiritual side. Thus I bridge the spiritual world to the material world. And this is what happens. Dynamic, spiritual leader. A pure, dynamic spiritual leader that takes the reins. Well, to be honest, how I feel, they'll be giving me the reins back very soon because they'll be out of their control. They won't be able to control the people. The sun. Oh, the star. King of Swords. Wow, there's a few. Oh, I don't have to do any more. Dark states there. Okay, so we got the Empress. Okay, so that's what they're doing to you guys. Okay? They're tying you up so they can control you. Hoodwinking so you can't see the truth. And I'll tell you what, filling your head with negative thoughts, self-imposed restrictions, imprisonment, victim mentality and entrapment. Don't you feel entrapped and just in these cycles now that you're going nowhere? You're trapped. And the swords are there ready. Because I tell you what, once I lift this blindfold off and untie yous, you used to be grabbing one of them swords and fighting with your true prince and true leader. Because I'm capable of big things happening, being your master builder and your mentor, your teacher, and using your intuitive, initiative. So I mean, these words, they flow back because, as I said, that lady at the train station, she had a phone call and the other person on the other end of the phone said, "Where are you?" And she couldn't even think of train station because maybe it's the MK Ultra blocking our thoughts and so forth. That's why you got to keep up your full armour of God. Anyway, free. You're going to be free very shortly. And that's a want. So you're going to have to want it and ask for help. And that help is sitting right before you. Okay? No whacking worries. Okay, the moon too. We'll keep that too. So we got the sun and the moon. Hey. Okay, so first card we drew was the sun. Now, yes card. A maybe. I know we got a no card, but that's upside down too. So that's no. We usually don't have them reversed, but I'll tell you the reverse side of that too. And the Empress and the Moon because I drew another card too. Okay, so the sun is fire and sun. The sun, as I said, look up the sun and draw that energy in. Draw the energy in. And it reduces to 1 the number for new beginnings and success. Oh, well, we're going to have to end this very shortly, okay? Positivity, pleasure, happiness, vitality, fun, joy, warmth, celebration, success, rebirth. All is well. The star, it's a yes, no matter what. Okay, you got the star. Important cards. They stabbed your heart, but no longer, so throw that card away because you have the Empress. And you got the moon. Okay? So I'm going to shoot through now. You guys can look up those cards. Well, I'll leave them there and I can quickly tell you, a quick card reading, but the answer is yes. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It can get better, but in this video at the moment, it's the best it will be. Okay? And it is what it is. And trust in the process. Go with the process. And all is good. All is good. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Bye for now. From Channel 4. And as I said before, and I'll say Merry Christmas again, and blessings to each and every one of us. And let's correct everything that has gone wrong through this deep state, darkness, criminals, gangsters of darkness in our government. Not all, but some. Okie dokie. Bye for now.